Hello, Senior Stoner fans. It's the real Senior Stoner back at you for your Puffco Peak Pro with Cali Stripes Diamonds Dab of the Day. Hello, everybody. Today is Friday. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, join the family, send a like, and I respond to all comments. Today, we're going to talk about strength. Being strong, but not with these. With this and this. That's right. Inner strength. Let's get started. How many times have you heard people say to people or yourselves or some other people, I'm not strong like you. I don't know how you survived. Wow. I never gave it much thought, but you're just such a strong person. So I hear it all the time. But before I started to hear it, I had never given a lot of thought about our capacity to be strong. And I thought about it sometimes years ago. Are we all strong? Are we inherently strong? Or do we become strong only after we've been tested? You see, I think each one of us has an innate capacity for strength throughout our lives. We develop and we learn through conditions we find ourselves in, the skills to deal with these things. But when we experience trauma or crises, some of those people out there lose that skill that gives us the determination to sort of self-right our own ship. Life is like math, unfortunately. If you don't master algebra, you're not going to learn geometry. If you don't master geometry, you're not going to master trigonometry. Likewise, if you can't move past the traumas of life, it's not going to work. So what are the things that make people strong in here and in here? Number one on the hit parade, I think, is resiliency. The ability to adapt to life's challenges and crises. My sister, God rest her soul, used to say to me, Senior Stoner, you're incredible. You fall into a pile of you-know-what and come out smelling like a rose every time. Knock wood. She used to comment on how I got in trouble all the time for different reasons, whether it was with work or personal, and it all worked out in the end. Well, guess what? When you can improve your problem-solving ability and cultivate the skill to deal with setbacks, they're really opportunities. If you become resilient in order to overcome the adversities in life, you're going to bounce back from those problems with more determination and skill than you started. It's important. Resiliency. Well, strong people also have self-esteem. Life is filled with bad luck, hardship, sorrow, and setbacks. But overcoming adversity teaches us to be strong, survive, and even thrive under challenges. Those of us who've lived through, with, and overcome obstacles have learned that there are times that require strong action. You got to step up to the plate. But sometimes there's a disaster reaction, and you just got to be strong because the whirlwind is coming. Either way, you cannot lose respect for yourself in this process. Love. Well, you have strength, inner strength, when we have people who love us enough to make sure we stay out of danger and show us what to do when it's right. When we have role models that help us when we're in need. These are really critical times for us to be with other people, mothers and fathers with their children. Remember, the internal state of your child is more important to most parents than their internal state. So, showing our concern through others, through devotion, compassion, and tenderness, supports our ability to problem solve on ourselves. It's not all altruism out there in nature. It's nature. We adapt and develop the skills needed to be strong, sometimes because we're weak. Faith. Faith. A firm conviction. Your firm belief on whatever you have, okay, is critical for you to stand tall. Because if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. So what has to happen is this message that we send out to people from here, our face, who we are. You got to work that message. You got to, I call it massage the message. You got to be able to send that message just as well as if you were right in front of that person. Sometimes that message doesn't come straightforward. So you have to accept our strengths, our weaknesses, and situations that can't change. That's wisdom, and that's strength. Give ourselves permission, for God's sake, to be human. During challenging times, we need to remember that it's not one trait. It's resiliency, it's self-esteem, it's love, it's faith, it's acceptance, all working together to help us through that rough patch. And when you dedicate your efforts like that, you'll develop more than one trait, and you'll see an exponentially huge reward for your work. You know, when you're a mentally strong person, what's the benefit from that? Well, you might not become easily angry. You're open to feedback. You apologize when necessary. You're willing to adjust just about anything in life to bring an improvement. You don't limit thoughts to superficial thoughts. You don't put your expectations on others. You've got appropriate boundaries. You're open to receiving help. You're not a codependent person. You follow your instincts. You know how to forgive yourself. And you understand your limitations. And finally, guess what you're able to do through all these strengths inside? You're able to diffuse almost any situation that happens. That's right. You can deal with it. You can deal with any situation that confronts you. You know why? Because you have the ability to have inner strength. And that's what inner strength will give you. It will give you the ability to dance instead of sink. It'll give the ability to feel tickled instead of pinched. You see, the way I look at it, inner strength gives us different eyes. Gives us, instead of seeing the world in the pink lens, you're going to see it in a green or a gray or a different color lens. It's really cool. So I hope and I wish and I pray for all of us that we all develop these skills and really learn how to use our inner strength. It's not just having it, but benefiting from it. Hope you enjoyed today's discussion on inner strength. This is the Real Senior Stoner. You know what to do. Have a great day also. Cheers out there, everybody. And thanks for joining me.